My life had been characterized by a lot of chaos. I went into the program and there was immediate stability. And I really feel like it's what I needed at the time.
I think that you think you're broken, and you're not broken. My name is Don Keith, and I am a previous graduate of the Drug Court program. Now I work for the Orange County Healthcare Agency as a clinician with the clients that are in the very same program that gave me a brand new life. A little bit of me wanted to avoid custody. A lot of me really knew that I needed help.
Going through the program, it was tough, it was rough. I thought that I could keep drinking and get away with it. That's when I met Donald Keith. He was the one that actually kind of put some sense to me, saying, just be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself, and if you want to make changes, you have to be honest and start putting in the work.
The amount of camaraderie between participants of Veterans Treatment Court, I couldn't really find it at any point in my life prior. We attended softball tournaments, which was great. If you go into the courtroom now, in the wall, you'll see those jerseys. There's like a shirt, a fishing shirt and a jersey. Well, I made those for that group. Anytime anyone goes in there, they'll see my shirts on the wall, you know. I'm pretty pleased with that.
I felt alone when I entered the program, and I felt like I left with a lot of friends and people I still talk to today from the courts. I gained a lot of tools from DUI court and the staff to help me get through that. They didn't look at me as a criminal, I guess you can say. They knew I had a problem and they helped me try to fix it, and they helped me fix it.
What's great about working in these courts is the level of positive impact you can see and the level of positive change where people are truly making a difference and changing their lives for the better. What I've learned is the importance of relationships and building that shared sense of purpose and shared goals in making these programs the best they can be. In the past 4 or 5 years have been so many incredible individual moments, it'd be hard to pick out one or two, but one thing I have seen a number of times is when our participants are reunited with their children. Oftentimes, because of the lives they've lived or what they've been doing, they have been separated from their children. And because of the changes they make through this program and the people they become through the work they do through these programs, they're oftentimes reunited with those children. And it's probably one of the best things that happens in these courts.
It was important to create a community. And the way you create a community is have people spend time together and have people know about each other, learn about each other, and support each other. Hi, my name is Wendy Lindley, and I was so fortunate to be able to participate in a number of the collaborative courts, both developing and presiding over them. I went on the bench in 1994 after being in the DA's office here in Orange County. And at the end of my first week on the bench in downtown Santa Ana, I drove home crying. What I was seeing was it was a revolving hall of justice where these people were not changing their behaviors, and we were filling our jails and prisons, but not doing anything meaningful to help people get out of the revolving issues that brought them to us in the first place. If it were easy not to be an addict, our jails and prisons wouldn't be full. It is very difficult to break that cycle of addiction. We need to treat those individuals as human beings, not as criminals, if they make a commitment to change their lives.
What drew me to the collaborative courts was the relationships. It was the court staff, it was the attorneys, it was the probation officers, it was the treatment providers. It was all of the court users, but most importantly, it was the participants. In this building, trust, resilience, courage, empathy, kindness are shown every day. not only through the ups, but also through the downs. Those traits are the currency that is exchanged to save lives.
There's never been a day I think I've had a robe on that I haven't had a collaborative court. And I really felt strongly that when I got on the bench that I wanted people to know that I care, because first of all, I do. And secondly, a lot of these people have never been cared for. And if you show them that you care and you want to help them, there's a magic point in the middle of a collaborative court, every single one of them, where they start, they're not really sure about it, they may maybe not want to follow the rules, and then all of a sudden they realize that everybody sitting in that room wants to help them. That's what I thought about when my dad took off his robe. That in 2 years when I take off a robe, I can say I made a difference.
The work I did in collaborative courts was the most challenging work I'd ever done. You really did need to not only actively listen, but show them you were actively listening and that you cared about them, while at the same time were willing to enforce the rules. And that's what they really wanted. You learned quickly. They wanted the guidance, they wanted the leadership, not only the encouragement, but the enforcement of the rules to help them get past whatever they were dealing with.
Well, hi, my name is Alan Slater, and I had the privilege of being the Superior Court Executive Officer from 1980 to 2008. My role was to facilitate the judges, to get the money, to work with the other agencies, get them all on board to support our collaborative courts. It wasn't about case processing and time frames. It was about saving lives. It literally is saving souls and saving families. I think if you ask anybody who's ever participated in those programs, they would say it's the value is in the restoration of people's lives.
I always say that it takes a really special type of person to work in these programs. I think in order to be successful in the programs, you have to really believe in what we do, and the group of people that we have that currently work for the collaborative courts just have a lot of dedication and just really are supportive of the program.
This is where we are allowed to look at what brought someone into the system, and then we need to fix it.
I think the participants come in with a lot of hope for a better life. I think the court team has a lot of hope in them and belief in them. And I think when people start to heal and return to who they are, they can't help but spread hope to the team and to the other participants in the program.
We see the hope for the beautiful, bright future that lies ahead of them. And as we work with them and we challenge them and hold them accountable and offer that support, we get to see that hope also come into their eyes, which is what makes it all worth it.
It really changes everything. I just recently had a client who texted me and said, "Hey, Anna, I'm graduating. This program has been the best thing that, could have happened to me. It changed my entire life. I've been sober for 2 years." So it really can change a person's life for the better.
When I started here, it was a very rigid process as far as what we did, and we have grown and we've changed, and we continue to grow at what we do. We've expanded upon the clients that we allow to come into the court programs. We've expanded upon what they can get out of our programs. We continue to find new providers and ways that our clients can get additional services.
Well, it's made a huge difference. These programs didn't exist. And when they were brought here and you start seeing all the success it has, it just expanded because it works. So it's just an amazing thing. Hi, my name is Kathy Burnham, and I'm the Executive Director of the Collaborative Courts Foundation. And the mission of the foundation is to provide support to all of our participants and all of the collaborative court programs. I was so impressed with the program and how many lives it was changing that I started getting involved planning activities for the participants, and they were just couldn't believe it. I mean, I get texts from them saying, this was such an amazing experience for me. Let them see what's out there. The softball tournament is amazing. You know, seeing them all out there playing together. We did a bowling tournament a month ago. There were 150 people there. They ate 60 pizzas. It was crazy. So, yeah, I think for me, it's seeing them just enjoy life and being good parents and good people.
What collaborative courts, I believe, can do at their best is take someone who is desperate, who has urgent needs, and align that with an unexpected, sudden opportunity. And so when you align desperation with opportunity, that becomes a breakthrough for people. They don't believe that it's going to work. And they look around and they see other people in the program and they're happy, they're sober. And they're like, these people can't possibly know what I know. They can't have suffered the way I suffered because look how happy they are. So it's an opportunity they don't see coming. It's unexpected. But what they do realize if they stay is that it's real.
What we were able to do in the collaborative court model is make sure that treatment is sufficient, as long-standing, and as supervised and managed as possible in order to create good results.
Those ups and downs I experienced over time and during the program, it helped me become more stable, more positive, sober today, and enjoying life.
Recently, we surpassed 6,500 graduates in these programs over the last 30 years. And you take that 6,500 people and you multiply that by the impacts they can have on others and how many people that could impact in our community, you really see the ripple effect that these programs can have. As you move forward to maintain the motivation to do the work that we do here is to keep focusing on those success stories.
Then you wanted me to use one word, I guess I would say.
Life-altering.
You save one person, you save the world.
Saves lives.
Rehabilitation over punishment.
Breakthrough.
Rehabilitation.
Freedom.
Hope.
Progress.
Healing.
Hope.
Authentic.
Restorative. Growth.
Life-saving.
Hope.
Transformative.